Hey, we are live. So today we're going to be talking about how to achieve your fat loss goals while, yes, eating pizza and having chocolate or ice cream or wine or going out to dinner on the weekend, all the fun things that you want to have in your life. Because if we want to lose the weight and keep it off, right? It's got to be something we can look forward to and something that allows us to have flexibility for real life because we're not going to give up the birthday cakes for the rest of our life or going out to dinner with the family or the friends. And so being able to lose weight in a way that we can incorporate real life stuff is going to be the key to helping you lose the weight and keep it off. So as you're hopping in, say hello down below. Let me know you're here. I'm really excited for this weekly live. So if you guys are new to this, I go live here every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Of course, I'd love to see you on live. If you can't make it live, you can always catch the replay later. But let's dive in because I want to let you in on this little secret that a lot of people don't know is that you do not have to give up all your favorite foods in order to lose weight. And here's why, okay? Because the more we tell ourselves that we can't have something, the more we want it, right? So the more you're like, all right, I'm just going to give up chocolate and never have it again. Guess what? Your desire to have that chocolate is going to go even higher and it's going to make it more tempting. So you're going to have less control when you get around that food, okay? So it becomes this cycle where you go all in on Monday, right? We're like, I'm going to give up sugar. I'm going to give up carbs. I'm going to be like, I'm going to cook every single meal at home, right? You give up everything you love. And it's no wonder you crash and burn by Wednesday, by the weekend, by whatever day happens. And you ping pong back and forth between kind of just being completely off the rails, right? And then starting over on Monday. And this is a cycle that a lot of women find themselves in, okay? Because here's the thing, food is meant to be enjoyed. So if you're forcing yourself to be like, I'm just going to eat plain chicken and plain broccoli, like I remember doing that, and egg whites, and, not even putting salt on your food or whatever it is, it's going to zap the joy out of the food you're eating. Okay. And that is only going to last so long. Okay. And giving up things that you enjoy, like maybe having a little bit of chocolate or having a glass of wine with dinner once in a while, or, having pizza night with your family, not only because you enjoy pizza, but because it's something fun that you can do together. By giving up that stuff, it's going to be really, really tough to do that in the long term. Okay, so if you want to lose the weight and keep it off, for my ladies out there that are looking to lose that 20, that 30, that 40 pounds and keep it off, the plan that you follow, whatever that plan is, has to incorporate having your favorite foods. It's vital to your success, okay? Because let's be honest here, okay? How many of us here are going to give up sugar for the rest of our life? And that's a key thing, right? Because if you're like, okay, I'm going to give up sugar for 4 weeks and then lose the weight and then just, what's next, right? So if we can't see ourselves doing this for the rest of our life, right, what's going to happen? We're going to fall back into old habits. That weight's going to come back on because we're going right back to what we were doing before. So finding a way to navigate the middle, to have some moderation, is going to be the key to helping you sustainably lose that weight. So that's what we're going to dive into today. So you can start putting a plan in place that includes this stuff and nix that giving up that stuff you love. I mean, does that not sound way more exciting than being like you're going to eat boring, plain food that you don't look forward to for the rest of the life? I know that's where I was because that's my story. I did a lot of these really restrictive diets. I remember eating the egg whites for breakfast and the plain oatmeal and the plain chicken. Everything was plain, right? Steamed broccoli. You couldn't even roast it. And I got so sick of it. And I would ping pong between being super restrictive and then completely overeating, gaining all the weight back I lost. And I got to a point where I was like, there's got to be a better way than this. Okay. And that's where I started seeking out strategies like what I'm going to teach you here on how to incorporate things that you love. Right. And by doing that, it is going to help reduce overeating. It's going to help reduce binge eating. Right. Because we're not putting it on this pedestal of I can never have this, so that on the other side of that, we go crazy and end up overeating way too much of it. Hey, Kara, what's up? Thanks for joining live. Really great to see you here today. Awesome. Now, before we dive in, of course, I have to ask the question, okay? What is your thing? Like, if you're like, I wouldn't want to give that up, right? I wouldn't want to give up. For me, it's definitely chocolate. I am a huge anything chocolate, ice cream, cookies, candy. I love it all. So I definitely have those things on occasion. I'm mindful about those portion sizes. That's what I teach clients. Like I have my client care on, what she's learning how to do. Um, Right? So share what your thing is below. I'm a big chocolate person. I usually have pizza about once a week, maybe every other week. So I love having pizza as well. And I'm a huge taco fan. For any of you guys know, sometimes you even see me wearing a shirt that says something about tacos on it because I love tacos that much. Which reminds me, I think it's due time to make some tacos again. I have to put that on my list this week. Kara says nachos. Yeah, nachos are great too. So we want to be able to have that stuff into our plan because if we don't, again, we're going to feel restricted. So yeah. So before I dive in, you guys, to what I want to share with you today, if you're somebody that's looking to lose fat, you're in your 40s, your 50s, you have that 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds to lose, and you are struggling to do that, I have put together a checklist, okay, of the top things that you want to be focusing on and put into place if you do want to lose the weight. Simple steps you can get started on right away. So if you haven't grabbed that checklist, drop checklist in a comment down below and I'll follow up with a comment in Messenger here. Or well, there's no Messenger here in the comments with the link to get you that checklist. There we go. We get the words out there. All right. So just drop checklist down below and I will get that over to you. All right. So how can you enjoy your favorite foods and still lose weight? Okay. I'm going to talk about something called the 80-20 principle. So drop a comment. Let me know if you've ever heard of the 80-20 principle. It's used in a lot of different ways, but we're going to apply it to our fat loss eating plan for the purposes of this call today. So what does this actually look like? Okay, so this means 80% of the time, so a good chunk of the time, right? We are, making healthy choices. We're picking whole foods, minimally processed stuff, right? We're picking those healthier options, the stuff we know we should be eating. And then 20% of the time, right? So 20% of the time, you can have those things that you enjoy and that you love. Okay. So, of course, this does not mean you can just eat whatever, you can just eat processed junk food all day long. We have to have something in the middle. So we're not trying to go super restrictive where we never have it. But of course, we have to be mindful that other 80% of the time about putting the things into our body that help us lose weight, that help us feel fueled from what we're doing. So we have good energy to maybe go get in those workouts. We are getting enough protein. We're getting enough nutrition from what we're eating so that our hunger and our cravings. So that's another key piece with that 80%. We want to keep those hunger and cravings more level. So by making sure we're getting in the right stuff throughout the day, it's going to actually help with those cravings, right? For these types of foods. And we can feel more in control when we go into situations where around this stuff. Okay. So that's like a whole nother thing for another day. Excuse me. But that's the 80%. So the 20%, this is where you get to have those couple of cookies. You get to have that bowl of ice cream, right? Maybe you have pizza, maybe it's pizza night on Friday nights. Maybe you even have a glass of wine with dinner once in a while, right? So it's okay. You can do this stuff. You don't have to feel guilty. And there's a way to fit it into your plan that works for you to feel good about what you're doing. And you can actually see the scale go down and those clothes fit looser and feel better about your progress. So let's break that down because it feels a little like, okay, 20%, what the heck does that even mean? All right. So for your numbers people, let me give you, and I'm sorry, my hair is just like in my face today. I don't know what's going on. So let me give you some of those numbers, right? So let's say that you were to eat 3 times a day. Okay. So that would be 21 meals over the course of the week. So that would actually be about 4 meals throughout the week. So if your thing is, I just love going out and getting pizza or, having a cheeseburger or something like that, you could have 4 meals out during the week where you're doing something like that. Now, does this mean that you go stuff your face and you roll out of there barely able to button your pants? No, right? We still want to go into that situation being mindful, stopping when we're starting to get full, maybe not eating like a buffet of everything in sight. So we still have some strategies there that are important to help us be mindful going into that situation, right? But you could go out, you could have a cheeseburger. Maybe you're like, I don't need the Coke. We'll have a Diet Coke instead of a regular Coke. So you can make some swaps and some changes that are still going to leave you feeling satisfied. right, and enjoy what you're doing. So that would be like 4 meals out of 21 meals, okay? Now, if you're somebody that's like, "I like my little treat, I like my little snack, I like my little piece of chocolate," right? So another way you could look at it is, let's say you're eating 1,600 calories a day. This is just a general number. A lot of clients I work with are typically eating somewhere around 1,500 to maybe around 2,000 calories, right? But let's just say on average, 1,600 calories. So if you were to take that 20% of that 1,600 calories, that's 320 calories a day, right? So that is like so if you're tracking and your goal is 1,600 calories, leave 320 for something fun, right? That's for the little, York peppermint patty or, the little bowl of ice cream. So be mindful of the portion size that you're taking out, but that's a good amount of snack right there. It's not like you're only eating like one of those little 100-calorie snack packs, right? Like you could actually have a legit bowl of ice cream, okay, with 320 calories, right? You could have a couple little fries with your dinner or something like that. So that's how that would break down, right? And we want to be picky and choosy about the things that are really worth it to us. So a lot of times when I work with my one-on-one coaching clients, when they're going into social situations where they're worried about all the selections, or they're going on, I've had a few people recently go on cruises with like the all you can eat kind of food situation. Right. We want to think about what's really worth it to us. A lot of us get in a habit of just throwing everything on our plate, just eating stuff because it's there. And I really want you to think about, if you are going to, have these things in your week, what's really worth it to you to have? Okay. Don't just eat. I'm not going to eat a Hershey chocolate bar. Just doesn't do it for me. It's not worth it. I want a good quality dark chocolate, especially give me like one of those little chocolate truffles you get from like Kilwin's chocolate. Have you guys ever been there? Like, to me, that's worth it, right? Like it's really worth it to have that. And I feel satisfied and I feel good from that. Give me a Hershey's. I'm probably like, it's not really going to do it. And then I'm just going to be seeking out something that's better, right? So picking and choosing what's really worth it can go such a long way for you guys. Okay. So let me break down a few examples so you kind of know how many calories are in a couple things. Now, this is being mindful of the portion. So like a glass of wine is going to be about 123 calories, right? So you even have a little bit left over for a little bit another treat to go with that. Reese's cups, so like two of those Reese's cups, just like the regular size ones, not like the super big ones or whatever. 232 calories. A small fry, okay, 230 calories. Like a serving size of potato chips, so either like one of those little mini bags, or you actually like portion out from the big bag, which I really encourage you to do as well, because it's really easy just to like eat half the bag and not even realize it. That's about 230 calories as well. And a cake donut. So I love, if I'm gonna eat a donut, it's gonna be a cake donut, right? So just like a small regular size cake donut. Like I'm weird. I'm like a kid. I love the cake donuts and I love the chocolate with the sprinkles. Okay. So that's going to be like 290 calories. Now, if it's like a supersized giant donut, obviously it's going to be more than that. It might be worth splitting it with somebody or cutting it in half or something like that. So that gives you an idea of how you can start incorporating some of these things into your day, right? So if you like something crunchy, you don't have to just have carrots. Okay. I mean, carrots could work great. And if you enjoy those, awesome. Right. But this might mean, hey, I have a little, I have a couple of chips with my lunch so I can get that crunch in that I really enjoy. Or I really love some good, rich chocolate. So I have a few, I have a small candy bar of something that you enjoy, or some chocolate truffles or whatever it is after dinner. Okay. So thinking about how you can incorporate that into your day. So enjoy your favorite foods. The key is to do it mindfully and pick and choose what's really, really worth it to you. Okay. This way, you're going to feel way more satisfied. You're going to enjoy the foods you're eating. You're not going to get to the weekend and feel like you have to binge eat on all the things in sight, right? Oh, I already messed up. Let me start over on Monday. So, by incorporating these things into your week, throughout the week, you're not going to feel restricted. You're not going to feel deprived. You'll find the binge eating goes way down. You'll find your cravings go way down, and you're not going to be in this cycle of starting over on Monday and then crashing and burning on the weekends or at night or whatever it might be. And you're going to be able to stay on track and actually see that weight loss. Okay. So let me know your biggest takeaway from this video. Thanks for joining me here today, of course. Uh, again next week, 12:30 p.m. Eastern, on every Wednesday. And hey, just a reminder, If you want to grab my fat loss checklist, it's designed with the exact steps to help you get started on your fat loss journey, designed for women in their 40s and 50s. Drop checklist in a comment down below, and I'll follow up with that link to get it right over to you. All right, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.